Today I'm going to talk to you about the city of Hong Kong. I'm sitting in the window of a hotel 10 floors above. I do have fear of heights, but I'm going to try and fight it so that I can share this conversation with you from this window and do enjoy my commentary on Hong Kong. I'm going to talk a little bit about its developmental story and a little bit about its demographics, and also show you some photographs and short videos about interesting places that I saw, the Victoria Harbour, the Victoria Peak, and of course, Hong Kong's central financial center. It is now one of the hubs, global hubs of finance. The interesting place that I did visit was the Bruce Lee Museum. And while I could not record much of the exhibits because they're all copyrighted, but I did take a few photographs on the outside of the Bruce Lee Museum, and also with a statue of Bruce Lee. So for those of us who grew up as fans of Bruce Lee, it was an interesting visit indeed. And if you're in Hong Kong, you must make sure that you visit the Bruce Lee Museum. Welcome to Conversations. I'm Muqtadar Khan, your host, and today I'm coming to you from Hong Kong, one of the incredible cities, jewels of Asia, both in terms of its beauty, its strategic value, and of course, its economic success. Hong Kong is one of the cities that has made Asia the epicenter of global economic growth. It is a small city, and it is a sort of a city-state because even though it is now part of China since 1997, but it does enjoy sufficient political autonomy. I saw while I was walking around here in Northern Territories, or the New Territories rather, I did see posters of local elections with many different parties and participants. So it does enjoy some form of limited democracy, needless to say, but we will see how in the long run two systems and one country model pans out to be, even though it's now nearly 27 years, 28 years since I've had this system. So I want to do two things in this video. And for those of you who watch Conversations regularly, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and try to support it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have seen in Hong Kong in the 3 days that I've been here. And I will also try and tell you a little bit about Hong Kong's development story and what other countries in the global south can learn from Hong Kong, both in the positive sense and what they should be cautious about as they observe Hong Kong's success story and try to replicate it. So I'm right now sitting in a hotel called Hyatt Regency Shatin. I'm on the 10th floor. I'm sitting in the window, and you can see Hong Kong. I have a beautiful view of Hong Kong. From here, you can see it looks very prosperous, very busy, one of the densest cities in the world, perhaps the most densest city. It is a city of about 7.5 to 7.7 million people. The population its per capita income is close to $50,000. So it is, for example, it is nearly 3 times richer than mainland China, or 3.5 times richer than mainland China. And it also is, shall we say, clearly a higher income economy, and has been so for a while. And it is one of the earliest Asian tigers which have driven Asian economies like Singapore, South Korea, Japan. And then subsequently, we have seen the rise of Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam. So this is one of the earliest of Asian tigers. This is their, the economic success of Hong Kong, I think, is far more significant than, say, that of Vietnam or India, or even mainland China, because Vietnam, India, mainland China have grown very rapidly, but after 1991, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and after the beginning of globalization, free market era, the limited rule of reign of the World Trade Organization. But Hong Kong's success came before globalization. So in that sense, it is remarkable. Till 1997, it was under the sovereignty of the British. It was part of the British Empire, so to speak. And in 1997, it became part of China. There are a couple of things I wanted to share about its development story. So, for example, it began as a small village, really, but in the mid-19th century, the British recognized the strategic value of their harbor. It's the Victoria Harbor, as it is called now, is just simply fabulous. It is deep and big. It is even better than Shanghai. Apparently, the Chinese preferred Hong Kong over Shanghai because of the superior quality of Hong Kong's harbor. And then it basically became a trading post, a trading outpost for the British. And for whatever the British were doing, smuggling opium or whatever, perhaps they did it through Hong Kong. Anyway, the British, the British trading companies were trading heavily with East Asia and spices and other material. But by 1950s, 1970s, Hong Kong really took off as an industrial giant, and it started because of large-scale migration from mainland China into Hong Kong. And a lot of workers came in, and they became actually a manufacturing powerhouse. This is important, especially for people who are thinking of development in India. The Indian Prime Minister keeps talking about becoming Atmanirbhar, increasing manufacturing production. And in fact, in the last 11 years that he has been Prime Minister, India's GDP's share of manufacturing has gone down from 17% to 15%, or even less, to around 14%. So India is, even though the economy is growing fast, partly because of huge government investments in construction and infrastructure, they are not able to increase the component of manufacturing. So Hong Kong in the 50s and 70s became a manufacturing giant. It was producing textiles, electronics, plastics. It believed in low taxes and open markets and stable institutions. So it grew rapidly. And then in the 1990s, when the globalization began and other poorer countries from Asia began to join the manufacturing race, Hong Kong shifted to services. So today, while Hong Kong's GDP is close to $500 billion, it is pretty much close to United Arab Emirates in the size of its economy. So about 480 to $500 billion is the range of its current GDP. It has a separate currency from China. It's called Hong Kong dollar, which is pegged to the US dollar. So it's always the conversion rate is around usually 7.7. So you get 7.7 Hong Kong dollars for a US dollar. It's like the Saudi Riyal, which is also pegged on and tied to US dollar. So if the US dollar becomes stronger, so does the Hong Kong dollar, and vice versa. So in terms of exports to the US, Hong Kong does not get much advantage because of that. But nevertheless, now Hong Kong is essentially 90% service economy. So let me say that again, 90% service, 10% manufacturing. And that is absolutely remarkable. It is the sign of perhaps one of the most advanced and developed countries. In the US, for example, is about 75, 77%, or little less than that. Most developed countries are around 70, 75. Great Britain is 80% service industry. China and India are basically 55% service industry because they're still into manufacturing. They have a large agricultural sector. So Hong Kong doesn't have all of that. It does have, in terms of non-services, I guess, construction and development, real estate is one big sector in Hong Kong. But other than that, everything is banking, consulting, finance. It has some of the best universities in Asia. In fact, According to the QS ranking, Hong Kong University is the best in Asia, outranking some of the Chinese universities. In the top 50 universities in Asia, there are many in Chinese Hong Kong universities. I think 6 Hong Kong universities are in the top 50. To give you a comparison, none of the Indian universities are in the top 50 in Asia. So you get an idea of how focused it is on knowledge and how focused it is on service industry. It has a very highly educated population. About 25% of people in Hong Kong have over 25% have tertiary education, which means they have gone beyond high school. So about 23 to 25% have a bachelor's degree, about 9 to 10% have master's degree, and about 0.5% have PhD and professional degrees. That is where I was a bit surprised as to how people are not going beyond the master's. In the United States, we have similar numbers, with about 25% of the population with a bachelor's degree and about 13% with a master's. But we have 2% of America's population, which would be equal to the population of all of Hong Kong, actually have PhDs. So in the US, we have as many PhDs as Hong Kong has people, for example. But nevertheless, it is an interesting trajectory of development. And of course, now because of geopolitics, etc., it is under great stress, but it's still averaging about $50,000 GDP per capita, and it is doing significantly well. During the course of this presentation, I will show you some of the great spots. The Victoria Harbour is one of the beautiful places to see in Hong Kong. It's a must for tourists. There are trams here, very beautiful trams. And then, of course, the Victoria Peak in Hong Kong, they just call it Peak, but it's Victoria Peak is a very important tourist spot. And as you can see from my photographs and the video, that it gives you an absolutely beautiful view of Hong Kong. They say that this is one of the top 20 spots that you must visit on planet Earth in your life at least once. So I'm fortunate that I was here. I got to visit obviously the Chinese University of Hong Kong. And I'm here to give a keynote address to a conference on the shifting balance of power in Asia Pacific. I mean, I talk a lot about those things on my show all the time. So I'm not going to burden you with this except to tell you about the other parts of Hong Kong. The demographics of Hong Kong is interesting. There are, like I said, about 7.7 million people. They have about 1 million Buddhists, 1 million basically Taoists, and then you have 1 million Protestants. So there's a huge impact of Christianity, about 400,000 Catholics, 300,000 Muslims. Apparently, there is a segment in the Kowloon Peninsula where there are a lot of South Asians, Indians, Pakistanis, and Bangladeshis. And there are several beautiful mosques. I did not have the time or opportunity to visit a mosque. But this is my first visit. I'm learning about Hong Kong, and inshallah, when I come back again, then I will definitely visit. Apparently, the Turks have built a beautiful mosque here. And then there are also Hindu, Sikh, and Jewish communities here in Hong Kong. And most of these are people who are migrant workers who have come to Hong Kong, and either they live here for a short time. I did meet a Uber driver whose parents were from Pakistan, and he was born here in Hong Kong, and he's a citizen of Hong Kong, and he has no plans to go anywhere else. So yes, it's a very diverse population, like any global city. And it is beautiful. You must visit Hong Kong at least once, if not as a tourist, but if you are a student of development economics, I think Hong Kong is a place to study. And compare this to, say, India cities, and I was surprised as to how significantly successful Hong Kong has been, say, compared to Delhi or Mumbai. Both Delhi and Mumbai are nearly 3 times bigger than Hong Kong. Hong Kong is about, like I said, 7.7 million. Both Delhi and Mumbai are over 21 million in the population. Their GDPs are much less, literally half of the GDP of Hong Kong. And that is amazing that Hong Kong, with 1/3 the population of Delhi and Mumbai, two of India's most prosperous cities, actually has double its GDP. And to me, that was very, very interesting. Another interesting aspect is that, like, for example, the GDP of both Delhi and Mumbai are around 300 billion, or a little less than $300 billion, whereas Hong Kong is over 4.7, $4.5 billion, $450 billion, and Mumbai and Delhi are below 300. But it has a very healthy trading partnership with India. And in 2024, the total trade was over $20 billion. And Hong Kong's exports to India are about $20 billion. And India's exports to Hong Kong are about $6 billion. So it enjoys, like mainland China, it also enjoys a huge trade deficit against India of about $15 billion. So it's a fabulous city. I consider myself fortunate, alhamdulillah, to have visited Hong Kong. And today I leave Hong Kong. So I thought I will just record these reflections sitting in this window. Even though I have fear of heights, I think I have managed to control my fear of heights for about 20-25 minutes to record this. And having done that, I think I will take your leave now. So please, if you have not already subscribed to Conversations, do subscribe to Conversations, like this video, press the bell icon, and don't forget to share this video with your socio-political network. Until next time, I am Muqtadar Khan, your host.